Hey everyone, Carlos here from ADifficultTruth. CNN had a 7-hour climate change town hall, which I found both amazing and surprising that a large cable news network would dedicate so much time to this issue. I think it's absolutely important, so props to CNN. On a side note, it's also hilarious to watch all these conservative pundits get triggered like the little snowflakes that they are and watch them get all worked up about this. But today's video is going to be focused on Ben Shapiro, who, let me remind you, is supposed to be the right's pillar of intelligentsia. Oh man, I can't even say that seriously. But before we get into that video, let's just take a look at a clip from back in time. This is a clip from H-Bomber guy, a really funny dude. You should definitely check out his content. Let's take a look here.
So let's say, for the sake of argument, that all of the water levels around the world rise by let's say 5 feet over the next 100 years, say 10 feet by the next 100 years, and it puts all the low-lying areas on the coast underwater, right? Which, let's say all of that happens. You think that people aren't going to just sell their homes and move?
Oh man, too much.
Just one small problem. Sell their houses to who, Ben? Fucking Aquaman!
Oh man, that clip never gets old, and it kind of just puts into perspective exactly how I feel every time I hear that. I mean, that was just the dumbest of dumbest comments I've ever heard said about climate change. I mean, you would think that after that, Ben Shapiro would just shut up about climate change. It would just not even address the issue, but here he is on his show trying to paint the Democratic Party as some kind of religious zealots politically, and specifically goes after Pete Buttigieg, calling him the id of the Democratic Party. Where is Pete Buttigieg in the polls? I think he's like, what, not even on the top 4 at all? So why is he even going there? Anyways, let's just take a look at the clip. I'll post the link in the description below to the full video. It's about 5.5 minutes long, so I'm not going to go through the entire thing. So just so that you make sure I'm not taking them out of context, or if you want to make your ears bleed, I'll leave the link in the description below.
The way that Democrats talk about politics these days, it's sinners in the hands of an angry God. I mean, we have full Jonathan Edwards talk about modern American politics.
So that's how he begins his, I guess, depiction of how he felt about the climate change town hall. But let's continue.
Ban all the things. They're going to set up their own set of commandments, and they're going to ban all the things.
Yes, all the things. Now, let's just take a look at exactly what he means by all the things. And let me remind you, this is the title of the video that he posted. It's called Democrats Want to Ban All the Things.
Here are Democrats, just 2 nights ago, talking about how all the things will be banned, all of them.
Let's talk about offshore drilling for oil. Would you ban it?
Yes. We will transition off of fossil fuels, natural gas, coal, oil.
What about the export of fossil
Wait a minute. He said transition.
fuels from the United States? Would you ban that?
Absolutely, we must get to that point.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
I'm in favor of a carbon-free America.
In my administration, we're not going to build any new nuclear power plants.
We should set out the rules for
Bless his heart.
what kind of plant, coal burning plants. No one's going to build another coal burning. We've got to shut the ones down we have.
We're going to end factory farming.
Oh, hold on. That's 2 things. So the fossil fuels and big agriculture.
Because that is not only, that is a danger to the environment and to climate change.
We're going to ban all the things.
Yes, Ben. What you're conveniently leaving out, though, is that if we get rid of fossil fuels, we're going to transition into clean energy, which is, I mean, if you care about the country, Ben, wouldn't you want America to be the leader in the new technology that's going to come out, the leader in clean and green energy? I mean, of course, you don't seem to care about that, though. I thought you cared about America. I thought you wanted America to be first, America to be a leader. This is one of those ways. We can lead the way into new technology and into new ways of getting energy. And just because something gets quote unquote banned, which it's not really like banned in sense of like, that's just not going to happen anymore, in the sense that we're going to transition to clean energy. I mean, That's being dishonest, Ben. And also interesting is that he's using these hyperbolic statements, ban all the things, when obviously they're not going to ban all the things. It's almost like you're trying to kind of play with your viewers' feelings without actually offering any facts. Interesting. But let's move on here. You know, it's just funny. Ben, you're just a joke.
Has that, but Buttigieg has it in spades. I mean, it's pretty impressive. So Pete Buttigieg goes even further. It's not just that he, like many other Democrats, wants to ban all the things. He wants to blame you. You're part of the problem, you see. You. I mean, literally you. Here is Pete Buttigieg on CNN, who is now going to lecture you on all the things that you do wrong because you are an imperfect human being and thus must be blamed for all of the problems on Earth.
How does anyone take this guy seriously?
See, right now we're in a mode where I think we're thinking about it mostly through the perspective of guilt. You know, from using a straw to eating a burger. Am I part of the problem? And in a certain way, yes. But the most exciting thing is that we can all be part of the solution.
In a certain way, yes. In a certain way, you are part of the problem, but we can all be part of the solution. I'm offering you a path to repentance. Just follow my political agenda. So you see, you're a sinner. Repentance comes in the form of voting for me.
Okay, so that's what I was talking about earlier, that he's trying to kind of paint the whole Democratic nominees, or the Democratic Party, as religious zealots, and the way of atonement, because we're sinners, the voters, is by voting for them, specifically targeting Pete Buttigieg. Now, what Buttigieg said, I mean, I agree with him in the sense that we are all part of the problem, because we elected an administration who is loosening regulations, allowing corporations to just pollute everywhere, destroy the environment, but we are also a part of the solution. We can vote an administration in that will impose regulations and can also kind of steer out of this climate crisis, because it is real, regardless of party. Climate change does not care, but yes, we can all be a part of the solution by voting an administration who will be serious about this. Individually, yes, we can do things, that help, but in the grand scheme of things, little me, is by recycling, not using plastic straws, not eating red meat. I'm not gonna put a dent. It's a drop in the ocean compared to the tons and tons and tons of garbage and just toxic waste that these corporations dump. So individually speaking, that is not the solution. We have to, unfortunately, get the government involved. But, Ben's just being dishonest as usual. And let's just take a look at the last clip here before we end this video, because again, I don't want to play the whole thing. Just the important parts.
Ashamed. You must be scolded. Mayor Pete's pitch as the sort of id of the Democratic Party now, which is amazing.
The id of the Democratic Party says who?
Is that you are a bad Christian if you disagree with him, that you have sinned if you eat hamburgers or you use straws. This is the new religion. That you will face a reckoning if you don't agree with him on global warming, and that if you disagree with him on immigration, it's because you have offended God as represented by Pastor Pete.
Now, this is hilarious. This is hilarious because didn't Donald Trump, a Republican, the actual id of the Republican Party, say that, and Ben, you're Jewish, he said that if you vote Democratic, you, I mean, literally you, are a bad Jew because you are disloyal to not only America but to obviously Israel, because Jewish people have some special obligation to both America and Israel. That sounds a little hypocritical, doesn't it, Ben? Saying that if you don't vote for this Democratic nominee, then you're a bad Christian. I find that hilarious, and I find that extremely hypocritical. And didn't you also say something similar, that all these overwhelming amount of Jewish people are Democratic? Didn't you say that those were also bad Jews? It's kind of funny, Ben. I mean, is it just because you're being dishonest, or are you just really, really that dense? Please, I want to know. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so that you get notifications when our videos go live for you. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/ADifficultTruth. You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/ADifficultTruthOfficial. You can listen to the podcast at soundcloud.com/ADifficultTruth. And now you can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/ADifficultTruth. Come be a part of the conversation. I'll leave all the links in the description below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. See ya!